Good morning. It's been a little while since I've done much in Flight Simulator, in part because I did get my VR headset and I've been tooling around in that, getting it set up and all that good stuff, but also in part because it's kind of a drag to try and play this game. As much as I love it and want to play it, all the issues that continue to drag forward patch to patch just make it very much a chore to play sometimes. But in the last few days, patch number 1.11.6 has dropped. This is the USA update. Again, I know there's multiple teams working on different aspects of the game at any given moment, so the people trying to fix the bugs and problems aren't necessarily the same people pumping out this content update. And I love the content updates. It just sends the wrong message to me because so many people in the game and in the community are having problems with controls, with autopilot, with basic flight functionality that go completely unaddressed in public statements and announcements. That when these patches come out, it just, to me, draws the wrong attention. It's great that they're pumping out these content updates, and I love it, but it also really, really annoys me because we're not getting information on the very important things that we need to be able to fly and enjoy the game correctly. So alright, I am impressed that the rudder axis didn't get totally broken this time around. However, as you can tell, we still don't have proper rudder control. Let's check my sensitivity. Wow, that got... Why did they even screw this up? I mean, why is this suddenly a problem? It did remember my settings at least, but why is the menu all jacked up now? I mean, why? What? I don't even have words to address how ridiculous that is. Just completely dumb. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump in. It is the USA update. There's supposedly a lot more landmarks and neat things to see, which is cool and all. I'm debating where I want to go. I think I flew out of Page Municipal previously, and I flew over to Vegas, yeah. So, what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to start here, fly to the south. Let's go ahead and change the time of day here so that we can see what we're doing. Let's not do an evening. Let's do kind of a daytime flight. Clear skies will be fine. Let's customize this because I can't delete the wind because the wind will never actually truly properly delete. I'm taking off, so let's bring the wind from there. Gust, let's bring gust from the same. I want frequency way out and speed way down, just because the wind never wants to do what I want it to do. We are certainly not going to be tooling around here in a stinking jet. What do I want to fly around the Grand Canyon? What would be a fun little plane? I want something that's got some speed, but will be fun to fly. I'm surprised the extras are so slow. I love the TBM. It's a great plane, but you know, don't know if it's the right one for this particular flight. I think we should fly a plane I have not really flown. No, you know what? I think I do want to do a bush flight. Simply because I think the ability to land this sucker... I don't know if this one has livers, if that's broken. I think the ability to land this guy out there will be a lot of fun as we fly around the Grand Canyon. So, let's launch it. Let's see how long this sucker takes to load, and I will report back. Hopefully it goes faster like it did after patch 2 or 3. We'll see. I'll let you know in a minute. All right. That wasn't too bad, actually. It did take a little bit of time to load, but it was better considering I'm in an area that's got scenery, but maybe because there's no buildings or anything else to render in, it did a better job of handling it. I would have thought that the... where the heck's my... There it is. I would have thought that actually dealing with the scenery would be a little more arduous than dealing with nothing but buildings, but what do I know? Alright, we're going to find out if the VFR map actually works this time again. It hasn't for a very long time. Okay, flaps work. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Alright, so decent control. I don't like how that thing flipped out the moment I touched it, but that's not bad. Looks like we'll be fine controlling it. This is the USA update. I'll have to come back and see what it all looked like. I don't remember even what direction the canyon is from where I'm at now, but let's get this thing airborne. And see what it looks like. Whoa, why are you tracking on? Oh, Torquester, maybe. Okay, let's get this plane turning around here. Losing speed pretty quick. Alright. Adjust my trims here.
Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is time Comp Crafter CC 19 1 miles northeast of Kilo Papa Golf Alpha. Request flight following. Comp Crafter Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Denver Center. Squawk 0331.
Alright, so this lake is pretty... The green is that way. Nope, parts are this way. Wow, that doesn't quite... Ooh, come on, plane. Quit going up. Alright, let's turn around here and come over the dam, which looks pretty terrible from here, honestly. Unless for some reason I have to go download the updated texture pack separate from the big game files. Which would be really agitating, because that wouldn't look very good. Now see how this plane isn't just buffeting around like the jets do? It's not rocking crazy. It's just smoothly flying. It's leveling itself out. I can turn the plane exactly how I want to with 50% adjustments. That's 100%. Look at that. That's perfect. That is how this plane should handle. That is 100% control. That is how I would expect this type of a plane to actually handle. Everything is working as I would expect it to in that regard. Which is just fine. Alright, we're gonna loop around here a bit. You can see the plane's going fast. We're nearing the yellow on speed, which is not exactly great. But it's still just flying like an airplane. So I can at least say that. I definitely think I need to go into the store, similar to the Japanese update, and download the adjusted textures, because yeah, this looks not any better than the original. Aspects look a little cleaner, but the dam here looks terrible. Not impressed with the dam, but I am impressed with how smooth this plane is flying right now. This is a joy to fly. This is why I'm so annoyed at the jets that just don't work. Wow, that bridge is really jacked up, and it looks like the cars are just driving under it. Yeah, good job on the textures for that. The power lines are down here on the sidewall all wrong. Wow, this looks terrible. Welcome to the USA. Now, I will say that the textures under the water look absolutely phenomenal. That's beautiful. I wonder if that's intentional or just another error of the actual physical water texture not being quite accurately mapped to the ground, so the ground was actually there under it. I wonder if I could get the icon down here to land. More power line issues. Looking for a nice sandbar I could land on, but I'd love to try a water drag with the wheels, but the way the game handles crashing, I'd probably be killed instantly. I could probably land on that sandbar. This definitely looks pretty good as far as a canyon goes, but the overall mapping of the textures is still pretty terrible. So I'm gonna say that's on me. I'm gonna have to go look in the store and see if it is just like the Japanese one where I had to go download all the fancy schmancy stuff elsewhere. Looks like there's a severe elevation change here. Is this legit, or is this a texture issue? Looks like a texture issue. Can't wait for them to properly get some like military jets in here. I love that in FSX coming down here in the F-18. Ooh, that was fun. Doing like the Mach loop or something, blasting down the canyon. That was a lot of fun. Even the extra was pretty fun because it felt like the plane was pretty fast. Now, this little guy's going pretty quick because I'm flying way faster than he normally should be flown, but it is a lot of fun down here tooling through these canyon walls at this, especially when the plane is controllable. I may have to go try my little Dallas loop in the longitude just to see how it performs in this version of the patch, because again, that's the experience we have. It's a garbage experience, and that's not what anybody wants when they come in here to do a flight simulator, to have the plane rocking back and forth, constantly buffeted by invisible winds, autopilot that doesn't know what it's doing. I mean, this little plane is flying in the yellow on speed. If you look down there at the bottom, you can see I've been flying pretty close to the danger max speed since we got into the canyon here, and the plane is just flying perfectly. There's a little bit of a rock, as you can see there, from wind or whatever, but the plane itself is doing exactly what I would expect it to, and as such, I'm totally able to freehand this flight without any problems. This is how flying should be in this game, no matter what the plane is. Sure, some planes aren't going to respond like this, and I wouldn't expect the Citations or a big old Airbus or a 747 to maneuver at all like this, but they should still be this smooth and silky to handle. They may be a little faster in some areas, but I have complete confidence in my flying of this little bush plane, because the controls do exactly what I would expect them to. The sensitivity is perfect. I can just sweetly feather this plane exactly down the canyon. Got a big turn up ahead, which I think is going to be fun. Really disappointed in the textures. I will definitely, here after this big turn, go check the store and see if there is something for me to actually download to make it better. I'm loving that broken texture on the rock wall up there, though. That was fun. kind of a shame they didn't think about putting any river rafters down here. That would be fun, barnstorming river rafters. Alright, let's see how this puppy handles this turn. Beautiful. Big open plateau to land on. Let's set up for a bit of a landing here. I'm going to loop around to the right, so I should have thought about this a little bit sooner, but let's get some altitude. Let's begin heading to the right. I got a bit too far out there. This isn't going to end well for me. Turning a bit harder than you should, and you should never fly at the ground like that, but hey, why not? Okay, we're going to throttle way down now. Ooh, flaps. There you go. Now we're bleeding the speed off. Coming in beautifully on this sandbar. Very little engine thrust. Cut the engine all together. We're just going to float over these trees a bit close. Okay, a bit rough, but we set down nicely. And we are coming to a halt. Beautiful. Alright, that was absolutely a joy. That was probably the most fun I've had flying in this. Flying. Scenery-wise, it was a bit of a hot mess, but that was the single most enjoyable experience of flying a plane in this game that I have had since it released. All because the plane did exactly what I thought it would do. So let me go back. Oh, God. Let me get back to the main menu here. Let me see if there's anything in the store for me to download. And then I will... Oh my gosh. I don't even have to cut out. That is beautiful. Yep. Free. Buy and download. So that's exactly what I was afraid of. 4 gigs. Okay. I am going to let this download. Alright, so it didn't take all that long to download. I've basically reset it to exactly where we were. The only difference is instead of being in the bush plane, I'm in a Cessna 172. The fancy version with the Garmin GPS and all that, blah, blah, blah. Basically just going to do the same flight, turn around, fly down, take a look at some of the upgrades. The texture should be a lot better. I see a lot of the, or at least on the map, I saw a lot of the new POIs to take a look at, so that should be kind of fun to fly around. I may actually have to dive over the damn wall now, hopefully, and then drop through the canyon, and we'll try to land at the same spot. Doesn't look too different at the moment. Oh, yep, I can see it on my left monitor. The dam is very different now. So, let's just put flaps to depart. Why is my VFR map on the wrong screen? Alright. Let's just throttle up here. Get this wagon train moving and enjoy the textures. Now that does bring me to another point. Why did I have to go download a free content update? Why can't that just be part of the patch? I understand that they may be trying to make it easier for folks who don't have large bandwidth connections to be able to download the game and download these updates, and you can get the core fixes patched in, but what did I download that was 12 gigs prior to going out and downloading another 4 gigs in the fancy texture updates? That's what I don't get. What did I go do? Wow, this plane is struggling. Must be the high altitude. That took virtually the whole runway to get up to speed.
Don't sink, don't sink, don't sink, don't sink, don't sink, don't sink, don't sink.
Alright, now we're finally getting some speed, in part because I'm losing a lot of altitude here. Doesn't feel like this plane's going to be any faster than the other one. I'm not sinking. Sheesh. Alright, I am sinking. And now that I'm going down at 400 feet per second, you're not mad at me. Probably because the ground's going down away from me. Okay, let's level this thing off. No, trim down, trim down. Whoa, airplane. Holy crap. Bleeding all my speed off. Let's get the trims back. That's a little better on the trims. Yeah, I don't want this thing going sky high on me, but I also don't want it to plummet to the ground. I like the little bush runway on this airport. It's just a ridiculous tiny little thing, but I like that they put that there. Alright, so you can already see the dam there on the left. Looks quite a bit more realistic for the dam. Although from here on my left monitor it looks like the roadway is still jacked up, so we'll see what this actually looks like when we get to the Glen Canyon Dam. Just not the Hoover, but still similar style and look. Alright. Not a lot of other changes, so I'm curious if all they did was cosmetic to some manual building corrections, or if they adjusted any of the actual textures of the world to fix certain things. Let's bring this around. See, that doesn't look right to me. Wow. Sorely disappointed in the download here. I'm sure the Hoover Dam would look a little better than this one, but for a POI, what am I looking at here, guys? Can you tell me? I think the original one that was here earlier was better. Why is this dam 5-6 stories above the surface of the water? The road surface isn't aligned. The road deck is both below and above. And I crashed into it. Yeah, alright, I'm calling it there. Game is just ridiculous. I'm sorry. There's just nothing more to say about that. I downloaded a 12.75 gig update that requires another 4.7 gig update just to get broken textures like that. These guys are ridiculous. I so want to love this game. I actually had fun earlier flying my Cub down the canyon. That was the best flight experience I've had in this game. Immediately replaced with just complete garbage. I'm sorry. What a waste of time. Hopefully you guys have a better experience than I am, but again, we'll see what happens in the next one. As always, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.